The gang them grew up in Piney. Couple of previous to fit with. I know turbulence violent. Hiding, you niggas getting flying while you niggas flying. Your kindness, suited appendix. I come something new when I'm driving. Driving off the roof, no ceilings. Got a skyline view when I'm riding.
Gang. What is popping, gang? What's popping, man? Hey, top of the night to everybody. Y'all already know I had to go live again. You understand what I'm saying? I had to only because there's so much going on out here, gang. You understand what I'm saying? There's so much going on out here. I had to go live. Now here we is. We got an episode that I had to touch up on with Anthropic CEO talking about, you feel me, how he responded to Trump's order, which is crazy to me if you ask me, because it seemed like they're trying to press him to allow them to use his AI robot or his AI engine in any way they want to, you feel me, to spy on America, civilians or government, or to use it to weaponize it. You understand what I'm saying? And this thing you understand what I'm saying? Let's see what they're talking about, though.
We appreciate you taking the time. You are Dario Amodei, the CEO of Anthropic. Is that right?
That's correct. Yeah.
Great. Well, my first question to you is, why won't you release Anthropic's AI without restrictions to the U.S. government?
Yeah. So, we should maybe back up a bit for a little bit of context. So, Anthropic actually has been the most lean forward of all the AI companies in working with the U.S. government and working with the U.S. military. We were the first company to, put our models on the classified cloud. We were the first company to make custom models for national security purposes. We're deployed across the intelligence community and the military for applications like cyber, combat support operations, various things like this. And, the reason we've done this is, I believe that we have to defend our country. I believe we have to defend our country from autocratic adversaries like China and like Russia.
I didn't know they was the first company to do this, though. I didn't know they was the first company to allow the military to use their AI with free will. But now I guess that, the government is asking for a little more free will. They're like, hey, yo, look, let us fully control this goddamn AI you got, because we want full reign with it. We want full reign with it. We got some engineers who can go in here and tweak it. We got some people who can go in here and make, adjustments as we need, and we want to utilize your AI. And the CEO of Anthropic, he like, hell no.
And so we've been very, we've been very lean forward. We have a substantial, public sector team.
And look how she looking at him. She looking at him like, you lying? She looking at him like, you lying like a motherfucker. She like, damn well you didn't want to say nothing back to Trump. You didn't want to respond.
I have always believed that, as we defend ourselves against our autocratic adversaries, we have to do so in ways that defend our democratic values and preserve our democratic values. And so we have said—
look at the camera, sound like he lying. Y'all sound like he denying it. He like, hell no, I don't want to let y'all use my shit. We're not using my goddamn AI bot for what y'all want to use it for. You understand what I'm saying? Like, gang, pay attention. Look, they are threatening these people. They are threatening these creators, these CEOs of certain companies. And if y'all don't believe it, listen to this video. Listen to what he's saying.
To the Department of War that we are okay with all use cases, basically 98 or 99% of the use cases they want to do, except for two that we're concerned about. One is domestic mass surveillance. There, we're worried that things may become possible with AI that weren't possible before. An example of this is something like taking data collected by private firms, having it bought by the government, and analyzing it in mass via AI. That actually isn't illegal. It was just never useful before the era of AI. So there's this way in which domestic mass surveillance is getting ahead of the law. The technology is advancing so fast that it's out of step with the law.
And he not lying. You understand what I'm saying? That's what Elon Musk was scared of. A lot of people were scared of this, man. A lot of people were scared that AI might take over a little quicker than and a little sooner than what everybody expected. And now that you got the CEOs being threatened by the government, being threatened by Trump, that, hey, yo, look, We need to use your goddamn AI quick as possible. We need to use your AI to do anything and everything that we want to do. You understand what I'm saying? That's a little scary to people. That's something everybody ain't ready for. You understand what I'm saying? So, like, we got to start paying attention, man. Listen to these people. I already told y'all what's taking place with these celebrities. Yeah.
That's case number one. Case number two is fully autonomous weapons. This is not the partially autonomous weapons that are used in Ukraine or could potentially be used in Taiwan today. This is the idea of making weapons that fire without any human involvement. Mm-hmm. Now, even those, I think that our adversaries may at some point have them. So perhaps they may at some point be needed for the defense of democracy. But we have some concerns about them. First, the AI systems of today are nowhere near reliable enough to make fully autonomous weapons. Anyone who's worked with AI models understands that there's a basic unpredictability to them that in a purely technical way we have not solved. And there's an oversight question too. If you have a large army of drones or robots that can operate without any human oversight, where there aren't human soldiers to make the decision.
Well, he popping on that fact. He like, hold on, gang. Y'all already got the drones and robots that's operating without human, you feel me, access without having to use a human to operate the weapon. He's worried about him. It already sounds like to me that he is full-fledged worried about him. And I think he really want a way to figure out, like, hold on, what the fuck is really going on with these AI bots and why people really want to control them the way they do. I be trying to figure that out people at the end of the day. They're like, shit, y'all want to weaponize my AI bot? He said it out his own mouth. He said it. The CEO of Anthropic, he already said, look, we done gave y'all full-fledged reign over, owning these AI bots, like at least 60-something%, but you're not finna own it 100% to do what the fuck you want to do and weaponize it.
About who to target, who to shoot at, that presents concerns. And we need to have a conversation about how that's overseen. And we haven't had that conversation yet. And so we feel strongly that, for those two use cases should not be allowed.
The Pentagon has told us that they have agreed in principle to these two restrictions and they wanted to strike a deal. Why couldn't an agreement be reached?
So there were, there were kind of several stages.
She just said the Pentagon has told us, like, bitch, who is you to speak on my AI robot? Who is you to speak on my AI robot about what the Pentagon told you, bitch? You feel me? She would tell him that the Pentagon told us that, you feel me? We got all the, rights to do whatever the fuck we want to. Did I give the Pentagon that right? The Pentagon mad right now because I won't give them the full reign on my shit. That's what it is. The Pentagon angry as hell. And that's what he's saying. Like, hold on, wait, we ain't had no discussion. Listen,
quickly and kind of.
Listen.
That they have.
We feel strongly that, for those two use cases should not be allowed.
The Pentagon has told us that they have agreed in principle to these two restrictions and they wanted to strike a deal. Why couldn't an agreement be reached?
So there were, there were kind of several stages of this, all done quickly and kind of all, determined by the kind of 3 days.
The Pentagon been lying, gang. I ain't gonna lie. The Pentagon and everybody else lied about the UFOs and the UAPs and the aliens and shit being here. They don't tell the truth or told anybody the truth about being able to use these AI models. You feel me? The Pentagon done lied. They done lied about a lot of people. They done lied about a lot of things. They done lied about a lot of situations. The CIA, FBI, the police. What makes her think or believe that, look, they haven't lied about using these AI models? You feel me? I definitely believe, and I know they lie, gang, because too many people is coming out. Too many whistleblowers are coming out and saying, look, they've been lying to the Congress and the government for the longest, for the while. Like, gang, and everybody been believing what they saying, but just pay attention to this conversation.
There's a kind of very limited 3-day window that they gave us, right? They gave us an ultimatum to agree to their terms in 3 days or, be designated a supply chain risk or Defense Production Act.
He said agree to their terms in 3 days or be designated to a supply chain risk. So that automatically put these people in the motherfucking limelight to either y'all agree to our terms that let us control your goddamn AI full reign, or y'all gonna have to just subject to a supply chain risk. You understand what I'm saying? Like, we just gonna make sure y'all shit fail. We gonna make sure y'all go down the drain. And then, you know, what's crazy is he's standing on what he believe in. You understand what I'm saying? He's standing on what he believe in, and he's speaking up for the company as the CEO. He like, look, I'm gonna stand on what I believe in. If it was anybody else, they would have went to somebody else, went to another supplier and told them, hey, yo, look, y'all should let us control y'all goddamn AI bot for reign. You feel me? Let us weaponize. Listen to this. Listen
to that later. But during that time, there were a few back and forths. You know, at one point they sent us language that, you know, appeared on the surface to meet our terms, but it had all kinds of language like if the Pentagon deems it appropriate, or or to do anything in line with laws. So it didn't actually concede in any meaningful way. And there were further steps.
And he said it didn't conceive in any meaningful way. So he mean like, gang, they want to do anything they said, you know, that interact with laws. What exactly y'all mean by that? What do y'all mean anything that interact with laws? Shit, anything to the government and the Pentagon can be interacting with laws, according to y'all. You understand what I'm saying? Like, what do that exactly mean? As a CEO, I wouldn't want that shit to happen to take place with my goddamn, you feel me, my AI agents or whatever I created at all either. They're not telling you exactly what they mean. Like, gang, let us utilize this or you will be, you know, resulted to a supply chain risk. Like, what? Hell no. Use it for law for what? What is you finna do with my shit? Y'all want to weaponize my shit and y'all want to use it against the motherfucking USA. Y'all want to use it against civilians. That's what y'all want to do. And these CEOs, they telling us, like, look, they are forcing them to make them use their business. They are forcing them to make them use their AI bot, basically to turn over their ownership to the shit they created. You understand what I'm saying? Because all in all, the government run everything. All in all, the government run everything, and they are bullying these motherfuckers out of their AI bot. That's what he's saying, gang, all in all. And the Chinese lady who interviewing him, she noticed.
That also did not concede in any meaningful way. We have wanted to strike a deal since the beginning. If you want to get a sense of the Pentagon's position of it, the Pentagon spokesman, Sean Parnell, the day before, he reiterated their position. We only allow all lawful use. And this was the same as when they sent us their terms. So they have not exceeded they have not in any way agreed to our exception.
And they not. Look how he closing his eyes. He nervous. You can tell he nervous when he's speaking. They not gonna do anything y'all can. The government is the government, gang. I ain't gonna lie to you. They run everything y'all doing. You know that. You already know that. He look like shit. If I deny them one more time, they probably gonna take everything I own. That's what it looked like. They gonna take everything he owned. Like, man, that's something hard to deal with. These motherfuckers is bully balling people out of, you know what I'm saying, whatever they created, just because they ready to go to war. They ready to utilize whatever they can. They feel like, look, I'm gonna show you that we can utilize anything in America that we done created. Anybody over here that live in America, they are ours. We own them. We're gonna bully ball them. We're gonna tell them, look, we need whatever the fuck you got. We want it. We want it now.
Any meaningful way.
The president posted today in response to the situation, their selfishness, referring to
Hit that like button,
Anthropic, is
everybody.
putting American lives at risk, our troops in danger, and our national security in jeopardy.
Yeah, they is. They putting everybody's lives at risk, gang. They putting the whole America at risk. You understand what I'm saying? And if you ain't woke up and smelled that coffee, you done. They're putting all of us at risk. We got to start waking up and realizing, like, damn, what's going on around us. You got to start paying attention to your surroundings. You better start paying attention to what they telling you on these TV shows and these news articles. You feel me? Because they be already spitting the truth. And a lot of the truth, my nigga, y'all don't be ready for. A lot of the truth, y'all scared to face. You understand what I'm saying? But they putting the truth out there in these cartoons, in these movies. They're telling you, look, they said the AI shit was going to happen years ago. With iRobot, y'all knew that. Y'all knew what was going on, gang. Y'all knew what was going on. I played a live earlier about the AI taking jobs real soon. If you ain't checked that out, you better go to my live and check it out, my nigga. If you ain't checked it out, go to my live. Look, this right here, I ain't seen no video about these our government trying to, bully ball people out of their AIs, out of their AI robots and weaponize them for the defense of war. I ain't seen that shit, gang, but that's different. Like I said, that's different. That's different. Let's finish this. Let's see what he's talking about.
What do you think? What's your response?
So, in the statement we issued yesterday, and also in the one we issued today, we said that we were willing, even if the Department of War or even if the Trump administration takes these unprecedented measures against us, this kind of supply chain designation that's normally used against foreign adversaries, we have said that—
he said that's normally used against foreign adversaries. He know goddamn well they're gonna use it against them and take it against them. He know that. That's why he said that, man.
That they take these extreme actions, we'll do everything we can to support the Department of War to provide its technology for as long as it takes to offboard us and onboard, a competitor who's willing to do these things that we are not.
Once they offboard y'all, they not finna onboard no competitor, nigga. Once they offboard y'all, they taking what y'all got. You know how America works. Once they stop y'all, once they stop fucking with y'all and y'all deny them, it's over. Stop playing.
Not willing to do.
Prepared to exit.
Yeah. So we have
he said prepare.
offered.
Look, she said prepare to exit. Prepare to exit. She told that nigga prepare to exit. Simple as that.
We're actually a competitor who's willing, for as long as it takes, to offboard us and onboard, a competitor who's willing to do these things that we are not willing to do.
Prepared to exit.
Yeah. So we have offered continuity. We're actually deeply concerned about this. We're deeply concerned about the kind of interruption of service, which is exactly what's happening when we're designated a supply chain risk. Right. When we're designated a supply chain.
Told you they threatening to interrupt their services, man. But that shows you what type of time and what type of, you feel me, ball game that the government is playing. They threaten to the CEO of Anthropic. Look, we're gonna interrupt your motherfucking services if you don't let us weaponize your goddamn AI bot. Fuck is you talking about, nigga? You might as well give up all ownership to your AI bot. Let us weaponize this motherfucker. Let us blow up a couple people, a couple kids and children and family, and you feel me? Let us get it out the way. We'll pay you a lot of millions. We'll pay you what the fuck you want. But you see, the thing is, he don't want to be responsible for what this AI bot gonna do, because he the CEO, he probably know what the hell that motherfucker can do. He probably know all the skills and all the functions and abilities and actions that they put into it and the roles. You got to understand it. If you don't know nothing about AI engineering, if you don't know nothing about programming, you feel me, then you will know what I'm talking about.
Chain risk, they say, like, you have to be off all of our systems. And I've talked to people on the ground, uniformed military officers, who say this is essential. Not having this will set us back 6 months, 12 months, maybe longer. And so that's why we've tried so hard to try to get it, to try to get a deal. But again.
Okay, now we all understand that, it'll set them back. But at the end of the day, gang, it's like this. Like he said, they told him, look, if you don't give us what you got, gang, you got to get the fuck off our system. Nigga, your AI can't be working on our network, nigga. You ain't finna be using your motherfucking Anthropics on our network, on our internet services. They're gonna make sure they block Anthropics off the internet service. They're gonna make sure the CEO do not sell no more. You understand what I'm saying? And that's scary. Dario Amodei, he don't want to sell no more. He like, shit, look, we want to work this deal out with them. We want to make sure we get this money and get this contract done with them, because I don't want my services shut down. You understand what I'm saying? You already know they're going to find another motherfucking competitor. They're going to provide the government with what they want to need. And at the end of the day, they're going to definitely shut him down. It's over. You understand what I'm saying? Then next is going to be they robots that's out here getting pushed around the world. You feel me? That's making shit happen for the defensive war. So
the 3-day ultimatum, the risk to designate us a supply chain, the whole timeline has been driven by the Department of War, not by us. We are trying to provide continuity. We are trying to provide the services. We are trying to provide it. We are trying to reach a deal here.
So then what does this mean for the safety of Americans?
Yeah, I would say a couple things. In the short run, it means—
Bro, you sound like one of the people that be on the video games. You understand what I'm saying? When they go in and they on the video game or the movie, they make the scientists do what the fuck they want. They scare him. They put his family up there like, look, man, we kill your family. We know where they live at. We know where your son go to school at. And then the scientists get to study. I'm like, yeah, I know. I can do whatever you want me to do. Actually, I got you. That's what dude looked like. He looked like one of them nervous motherfuckers. You understand what I'm saying? It looked like I said, they really pushed him to the edge, my nigga. They really bullying him out his motherfucking robotics. They bullying him out his AI. And this nigga like, yeah, listen.
And,
listen.
For the safety of America.
She asked me.
We are trying to provide continuity. We are trying to provide the services. We are trying to reach a deal here.
He want to come to a deal so bad because he don't want his motherfucking service interrupted again. He don't want Trump to shut down everything he's doing. You understand what I'm saying? He don't want that interruption in service. He already know the moment he deny them again and they say, look, no, we ain't fucking with y'all because we know y'all gonna weaponize our shit. He know Trump them gonna shut the service down. He know Trump gonna be like, you know what, cut them off. Because Trump already told them y'all can't use our network. Y'all can't use our network. Anthropic will no longer be on our network if you don't allow the government to use that in defense of war. Anthropics will have to shut down off our network. That's some deep shit. If you an AI creator, my nigga, you would know how deep that is. But dude, like, damn, we don't want that. Look, Mr. Trump, we kiss y'all ass. Do whatever you want us to do. We'll do whatever you want us to do.
So then what does this mean for the safety of Americans?
Yeah, I would say a couple things. In the short run, it means, and it's up to the Department of War. We're still trying to reach a deal with them. We're still trying to talk to them.
You are? Look, you are? You are? That nigga unsure. He don't know what deal. Because after they done denied them the first time, gang, he unsure if Trump them gonna come back with a deal. I can tell you that. He is totally unsure if the government's gonna come back with a deal. He don't know what's gonna pop off. He like, shit, we are trying to. I know you trying to now, motherfucker. You done denied us the first time. And he already know how America plays. Since you done denied us the first time of Anthropics, we ain't finna play with you. We finna shut you all the way down. They gave them a 3-day ultimatum. Look, y'all either do this or y'all either get the fuck off our service. Come on, gang. Our government ain't playing with this boy. You hear me? And that's scary.
Are they talking with you?
We've received various communications. We haven't seen anything that that satisfies our. We haven't seen anything that satisfies our concerns. But I mean that just in the broad sense that we are still interested in working with them as long as it is in line with our red lines.
But goddamn well what the government want to do with Anthropics is not in line with their red lines. You know that. You know that like we know that. You know damn well the government not finna use Anthropics with guardrails on there. That's why the government is telling him, look, we give you 3 days. We gave you a 3-day ultimatum. If you don't want to allow us to use your goddamn AI Anthropics the way we want to use it with no guardrails on there, then nigga, you might as well kick yourself off the service. We is not going to allow you to keep using our services if you're not going to give the defense of war the motherfucking full reign on your AI. You understand what I'm saying? That's why he looking like this. He's scared. He like, look, I want to come to an agreement.
Sounds like you're still really far apart. And now Secretary Hegseth has determined you all a supply chain risk. And
damn, that's crazy. She just told him it sounds like y'all still far apart. Yeah, they is. Because for one, the government rule everything in America, gang. Let me tell y'all something. Whenever y'all think y'all going up against the government, that shit is dead. It's dead. The government rule everything. And she just said, look, it seemed like the secretary and him ain't came to an agreement with you. Hold on. Look, here we go.
We are still interested in working with them as long as it is in
line
with our red lines.
Put this on the screen for y'all.
But it sounds like you're still really far apart. And now Secretary Hegseth has determined you all a supply chain risk and said what he's said. So do you think it's possible at this
Look at him. Look at him, y'all.
Come to an agreement?
An agreement requires both sides. We, for our side, are willing to serve the national security of this country. We are willing to provide our models to all branches of the government, including the Department of War, the intelligence community, the more civilian branches of the government, under the terms that we've provided under our red lines. We are always willing to do that, right? We don't take offense here. the reason we're providing our technology in this way is that we want to support the national security of the United States. We're not doing it for the sake of Pentagon officials. We're not doing it for the sake of a particular administration. We're doing it because it's good for the national security of the United States.
Look, they don't give a fuck about why you're doing it. They don't care about what you think was good. They want to use that shit for them. They want to use that shit for them, boy. They don't give a fuck about what you care about. They want to know if you finna give them full reign over your shit. And if you don't, nigga, they shutting you down. Simple as that. See, America work different. But y'all that don't understand, America work totally different, man. What you think you doing out there, that shit don't work. And you hear him, he trying to comply. Look, we willing to work. We willing to work. After you denied them the first time, they not willing to work with you no more. They finna put your ass under the dirt. They don't care about what you willing to work with now. Now he's scared. Look at his face. He's scared.
States, and we're going to continue to do that.
Why do you think that it is better for Anthropic, a private company, to have more say in how AI is used in the military than the Pentagon itself?
That's his shit. Why wouldn't he have more say? Did y'all just hear what she asked him? Why do he feel the creator of Anthropic should have more say about the military using Anthropic? It's his shit. He created it. He know what the motherfucker can do, and the military don't. The military got engineers that know what they want to weaponize it for. But he know the full reign of it. He know what they created it to do and what they created it not to do. Simple as that. Why in the fuck would she ask a dumbass question like that? Bitch, you got to be with them. You got to be with them. You got to be trying to flag him so he can, you feel me, answer some dumbass questions because they sent you up there to ask him. That's why she's staring at him like that.
So first I would say, and I think this is an important point, no one on the ground has actually, to our knowledge, run into the limits of any of these exceptions. These are 1% of use cases and ones that we have seen no evidence on the ground have been done. Now again, I can't say what their plans are. That we don't know. But
he do know their plans. That's why y'all denied them the goddamn rights of Anthropic. Elon, look at his face. You can tell Elon, gang. Look at his face. You hear me? I ain't have to move myself for y'all to understand Elon. Elon, he know exactly what the military want to use that goddamn Anthropics for. They want to fully weaponize that motherfucker. They know what they can do with it. You better believe that. The military definitely know what they can do with Anthropics. He talking about we definitely don't know their plans. Oh, we don't know their plans. Yes, the fuck you do. You know they goddamn plans, my boy. You just don't want to say they plans. You don't want to put that shit out there. You don't want to look stupid. You don't want to embarrass yourself farther than what you already embarrassed because you denied them the full reign of the goddamn Anthropics. You understand what I'm saying? Now you facing being shut down. And that's crazy.
We have no evidence that these use cases have actually run into trouble. We've spread across the Department of War and other parts of the government without running into any of these problems. Now, in terms of these one or two narrow exceptions.
So basically, they already, done gave the government allowance to utilize they models. They already did that. So my thing is, what else is the government asking for? The government is asking for full reign on these models. If y'all already allowed the government to use certain models of y'all, they are asking for full reign. And you're not willing to give them that. You understand what I'm saying? So that furthermore tell me that they are willing to shut y'all down. So that tells me that the government is playing bully ball, like I told y'all. They are playing bully ball with whoever created something, whoever invented something. They feel like, look, if you are in America, we own the rights to your shit and we got the right to use your shit, or we will shut you down from our network. We will shut you down from everything we own that we know your LLM is working on. You understand what I'm saying? That's deep, gang. That's deep.
I actually agree that in the long run, we need to have a democratic conversation. In the long run,
we're not having no goddamn democratic conversation with you, nigga. You crazy as a motherfucker. They don't get no fuck because you made that motherfucking AI bot, nigga. You ain't even on their goddamn level, my nigga. You don't even know half the information they know. You might got some of the money they got, but you don't know some of the information they know, nigga. They ain't fucking. You see how she looking at him like, what? What? Nigga, what? We ain't having shit with you, nigga.
Actually do believe that it is Congress's job. If, for example, there are possibilities.
And then they spin the camera back on him like, nigga, you a fool. Y'all know how them camera scenes in movies, they make it spin back to the person like, are you dumb? That's what they did to him. When he said, we got to have a democratic conversation. Nigga, is you dumb? Watch how the camera spin back on you.
Any of these exceptions. These are 1% of use cases and ones that we have seen no evidence on the ground have been done. Now again, I can't say what their plans are. That we don't know.
Shut the fuck up.
But we have no evidence that these use cases have actually run into trouble. We've spread across the Department of War and other parts of the government without running into any of these problems. Now, in terms of these one or two narrow exceptions, I actually agree that in the long run, we need to have a democratic conversation. In the long run,
she don't give a fuck. She don't give a fuck, nigga. They sent her to talk your goofy ass out of Anthropics. She ain't giving no fuck. Shorty don't care what you talking about, nigga. Nigga, get your bitch ass out of here, nigga. We gonna murk your ass. That's what she looking like, nigga. We gonna kill you. If you don't give up what we want, we gonna kill you. They gonna get rid of you, nigga. They sent me here to give you your last interview before your ass come up missing. You understand what I'm saying? Before he come up missing, y'all don't need to a homeboy put it on. Yeah, Carter Starter got it on my live first game. Y'all gonna come up missing. He gonna come up missing due to the fact that he is denying the government of what they asked for. Now, when this man come up missing, the CEO of Anthropic found dead. You feel me? Y'all don't be looking crazy. Like I ain't put it on my live first.
Do believe that it is Congress's job. If, for example, there are possibilities with domestic mass surveillance, government buying of bulk data that has been produced on Americans, locations, personal.
But Facebook already been selling bulk data. You feel me? Zuckerberg been already selling bulk data, man. He already been getting paid by the CIA gang to sell people bulk data. You feel me? So that's not nothing new. If these motherfuckers do it, because every other chat do it, Chat GTP, Miles, you feel me? Gemini, they all do it.
Information, political affiliation, to build profiles. And it's now possible to analyze that with AI. The fact that that's legal, that seems like, the judicial interpretation of the Fourth Amendment has not caught up, or the laws passed by Congress have not caught up. So
he's saying basically it sounds like they breaking the law. That's basically what he's saying. That sound like he one of the motherfucking celebrities gang who be trying to, expose the government, because at the end of the day, you ain't have to say all that, gang. They know what you mean they know exactly what you mean when you say that shit, nigga. They know exactly what you mean when you say that shit, bro. You feel me? You did not have to say all that. That's why they on your ass like they is. They finna give you that motherfucking wrist chain thing. You feel me? Like, come on, man. You better wake up and smell the coffee. Whatever you create, America feel like, look, we own that shit. We gonna take that shit. You understand?
In the long run, we think Congress should catch up with where the technology is going. But Congress is not the fastest moving body in the world.
Man, Congress can't even do nothing about them people denying them the paperwork to the UFOs and the aliens. Congress can't even do nothing about that. Of course, Congress ain't gonna help you with that motherfucking Anthropics AI robotic shit, boy. Congress like, look, nigga, you better get that shit up. You better get that shit up for dog and them come get your ass. And when they come get your ass, they ain't gonna play with you, gang. You better. That's why he's scared now. Look at this.
And for right now, we are the ones who see this technology on the front line. I would expect that the Department of War, I would expect them to be thoughtful about these issues, to.
You seen her head go? She said, oh, they got to be thoughtful. The Defense of War, they got to be thoughtful. Nigga, they got remote viewers. What the fuck are you talking about? Nigga, the people over there in they place, they do all types of shit. They do all types of, you feel me, that you will never know about. He talking about, he think Congress should be more, you feel me, aware of what's, listen. And that's why I said, I know this boy knows something else that we don't know about this AI shit. They created that shit, so you got to understand he knows some shit. And he's like, yo, the government and the Congress should be aware. But look, I'm going to tell you something, boy. They've been aware of this shit. They've been stalking you and watching you. You feel me? Definitely if they uploaded that Pegasus 3 shit, they already in your phones. They know everything you're doing. You got to understand that. He talking about Congress got to be aware. Nigga, stop. They want your shit, boy.
To proactively, think about these issues. And so I would have expected them not to have any concern and for us to have a conversation. But I think in the absence of that, we need to look at the technology. We need to look at what it's capable of in terms of reliability, and we need to look at the ways in which it's getting ahead of the law. And
they don't care what it's capable of, boy. They just want it. They know what that technology is capable of. They finna utilize the shit out of that technology. They don't care what it's really capable of. They want to make sure they can utilize it and weaponize it so they can arch it, nigga, for the best weapon that they can make it be. You talking all that other jibbity jaja, nigga, they know you worth the millions. They willing to pay you more millions for the motherfucking robotic shit you got. And this is what I'm saying. Like, this is bullying 101. He's scared they finna shut him out of business, which they will. If he keep denying them, they definitely gonna shut him down. The government definitely gonna shut him down. But at the end of the day, like, at what stake, at what cost? You understand what I'm saying?
And in which it's escaping the intent of the law. Those are some very narrow areas, but I think that they're important. These are things that are fundamental to Americans, right? The right not to be spied on by the.
You're looking at him like, dude, why in the fuck is you denying them? Just get them what they want, boy. They're gonna come kill you. Get them what they want. Please get them what they want. Please get them what they want.
Right. The right for our military officers to make decisions about war themselves and not turn it over completely to a machine. These are fundamental principles.
But in the name of fundamental principles, why should Americans trust you, the CEO of a private company, to make these decisions?
Why should America trust you, the CEO of a private company? Because he the fucking CEO who created this private company. What the fuck wrong with you, bitch? You crazy?
Instead of the federal government.
Well, I would give two answers to that. One, we are a private company, right?
Yeah.
We can choose to sell or not sell whatever we want. There are other providers.
Oh, he's saying the wrong thing. We can choose to sell or not sell whatever we want. Boy, you better mark your words wisely. If you get to saying this shit, we can choose to sell the government whatever we want. Man, they'll shut your ass all the way down and then make sure you disappear, boy. You better be quiet, CEO of Anthropic. Come on now.
If the DOW, the government, doesn't like the services we provide or the way that we make them, they can use another contractor. This would have been the normal way to handle this.
Look how she looking. She like, nigga, really?
Right? Just to say,
really?
I would have disagreed, but I would have respected it.
Look how she looked at him.
The government, doesn't like the services we provide or the way that we make them. They can
or that boy was scared to even say that. Or at the end of the day, he knows something can happen to him. And the way she looks, she knows something gonna happen to him. You denying these people the service, my nigga. They get what they want, nigga. This America. They gonna get what they want. You denying them the phone. And then he's scared about it. Or boy, they got you by your balls. You understand what I'm saying? They got
private company, right?
Yeah.
We can choose to
the CEO of a private company to make these decisions instead of the federal government.
Well, I would give two answers to that. One, we are a private company, right?
Yeah.
We can choose to sell or not sell whatever we want. There are other providers. If
the
DOW, the government, doesn't like the services we provide or the way that we make them, they can use another contractor. This would have been the normal way to handle this, right? Just to say, I would have disagreed, but I would have respected them if they said, DOW, we don't want to work with Anthropic. Our principles are not aligned with yours. We're going to go with one of the other models.
But you think they're going to say that literally, though? Do he think they're going to tell him that? You think the government finna tell you that? You think they got to tell you that, my nigga? They run shit. They pay billions of dollars to search telepathy, to search for UAPs, UFOs, aliens. You think they finna tell you that, gang? You think they got to tell you that? They don't owe you no motherfucking explanation, my boy. You see, that's why I said, when you're a big company, you got to watch out how everything is ran, because at the end of the day, over here in America, they run your bitch ass. I don't care what you're talking about.
they've both extended that to parts of the government beyond the DOW and tried to punitively revoke our contracts beyond DOW. And they've done this supply chain designation thing, which basically says that if you're part of a, if you're another private company who has military contracts, you can't use Anthropic in a way that touches those military contracts. So they're reaching in to the behavior of private enterprise, and it's very hard to interpret this in any way other.
But y'all should have never took that goddamn contract with these government people. You see, that come from trying to make so much money as a company, as a business, and y'all trying to get greedy, and you took a contract with the military, with the government, that you didn't know that it was gonna bite you in the ass. You feel me? Y'all wrote a check, your ass couldn't cash, and now you come on, now they getting inside of private contract, private business owners. What's the name? Look, nigga, you signed a contract that allowed them to dip inside your motherfucking private business on it. Like, come on, man.
Other than punitive. To our knowledge, the supply chain designation has never been applied to an American company. It has only been applied to, adversary, like, Kaspersky Labs, which is a Russian cybersecurity company that.
Well, shit changed, nigga. To your knowledge, shit changed, nigga. The world has changed as you know it. And as of now, my nigga, ain't no more of that bullshit. Ain't no more of that bitch ass shit. Fuck is you talking about? You understand what I'm saying? They want what you got and you gonna give it up. You talking about, to our knowledge, this haven't been done to an American company. Like, nigga, is you crazy? They gonna do it to whoever they want, nigga. This they shit. They run this motherfucker. Simple as that.
That is suspected of ties to the Russian government, Chinese chip suppliers. Being lumped in with them, it feels very punitive and inappropriate, given the amount that we've done for U.S. national security.
Well, then, nigga, you should have never done so much for U.S. national security. And you thought all you done was it. No, motherfucker. That's your problem. See, you done got yourself too deeply involved, and now you hollering about it, man. We done so much. Well, nigga, that contract got your bitch ass involved. You understand what I'm saying? And now it's all. You should have never done as much. Yeah, that's how America work, my nigga. You get to doing too much for them. They take advantage of your bitch ass. They gonna take advantage of you all the way. And now he hollering about, what they done for them, and why they should get more, leeway and all that extra shit. None of that shit matters to the government. They need your shit for what they need it for. You gonna give it to them, simple as that. Or, like I told y'all, we hear about this man missing, this man come up dead. Y'all already know. I done said it, man. So don't be hollering. Yeah, you feel me? Simple as that. Let's keep going.
So you say you've done so much for U.S. national security. You're adhering to these 2 restrictions that you want to keep. Do you think that Anthropic knows better than the Pentagon here?
We don't look. One of the things about the free market and free enterprise is different folks can provide different products under different principles. Remember, this isn't just about terms of use. This isn't just about, this is what our model is legally allowed to do. Our model has a personality. It's capable of certain things. It's able to do certain things reliably. It's able to not do certain things reliably. And I think we are a good judge of what our models can do reliably and what they cannot do reliably.
Did you see her face? Hold on, go back. Yeah, I'm ready. I'm listening.
Has a personality. It's capable of certain things. Different folks can provide different products under different principles. Remember, this isn't just about terms of use. This isn't just about, this is what our model is legally allowed to do. Our model has a personality. It's capable of certain things. It's able to do certain things reliably. It's able to not do certain things reliably. And I think we are a good judge of what our models can do reliably.
Look at her, though. Her look give it all away, gang. She looks so fake. She look like she know that this nigga, whatever he's saying, don't matter. She look like she definitely know, like everything this nigga talking about don't even matter. Because at the end of the day, the government gonna do what the fuck they want, how they want, when they want. You feel me? They gonna pay you, or you gonna either take the money, or you gonna shut the fuck up, or they gonna take over what you got. Simple as that. And that's how America works. And y'all gotta start understanding that that's how America works. If you pay attention to these wars that's going on, to these bombings, to how they take shit from other motherfuckers, gang, this is how they work. And now they doing it to the AI creators over here in America. Like, y'all better pay attention to this, man, and wake the fuck up. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it shows you how much they willing to control, how far they willing to go. You understand what I'm saying? And if you ain't got the money, if you ain't got the motherfucking push, if you ain't got the people, if you ain't got the network, you ain't gonna be able to battle against the government. You ain't gonna be able to battle against them. You understand what I'm saying? So many celebrities tell you this. So many, superstars tell you this. You can't battle them if you ain't got enough money. You ain't got enough willpower. You ain't got enough spokesmen people. You ain't got enough chairmen. You ain't got enough workers, gang. You can't battle with them. And don't let one of the people you got on your team be one of the friends with them. Don't let one of the people you got on your team be friends with them.
And what they cannot do reliably. And I think we do have a good view into how the technology, again, is getting ahead of the law. But I would say again, I actually agree with you that this is not tenable in the long term. I don't think the right long-term solution is for a private company and the Pentagon to argue about this. I think Congress needs to act here. And we are thinking about that. We are thinking about what Congress could do.
Fuck thinking about that. Y'all better take a step towards it. Y'all better take a step towards it. Because if the government is trying to take everything y'all own, y'all better get the moving. Y'all better make a move towards that shit. That shit right there is going to leave you in shambles. You are the CEO of Anthropic, and at the end of the day, you already done made these deals with the government. You already done signed contracts with the government, and that's what got you in the situation you're in right now. He didn't want to say it, but that's what got him in the situation. That's why he looks scared. He talking about, man, we need Congress involved with this. We need to make better decisions. We need to figure out this. No, the government done already used so much of your motherfucking AI. They feel like, look, we want to fully control this shit, man. We want full reign on whatever it is that you got. And if you don't give it to us, we're going to kick you off our network. We're going to kick you off our service. We're going to stop you from working. We're going to stop you from getting service. We're going to stop customers from shopping with you. We're going to stop customers from using Anthropics. Simple as that. And they know exactly how to do that. They run all this. They run the media. You understand what I'm saying? So I think he put himself in a hard spot. I think he put himself between a rock and a hard spot, somewhere he did not really want to be. He didn't even think about it before they signed that deal. I guarantee it. A lot of niggas who signed that deal, they didn't think about what the fuck they be doing. A lot of AI bot owning motherfuckers, before they signed that deal, they did not think about what the government could possibly do behind the deal they signed, the contract they signed, gang.
To impose some of these guardrails that don't hinder our ability to defeat our adversaries, but that allow us to defeat our adversaries in a way that's in line with the values of our country. But as you know, Congress doesn't move fast.
No.
So I think in the meantime, we do need to draw a line in the sand.
So until Congress acts, you're saying you are going to hold firm here. But there are so many other companies out there that do business with the U.S. government. Boeing builds aircraft for the U.S. military. Boeing doesn't tell the U.S. military what to do with that aircraft. How is this any different?
Again, but why wouldn't Boeing have the right to tell the U.S. military what to do with the aircraft he built for them? Now, if I built an aircraft for y'all and I gave y'all the blueprints to the aircraft, it should come with certain stipulations. If Bitcoin come with certain stipulations and money come with certain stipulations, and if you buy a house right now, my nigga, if you move and you buy a house in a certain neighborhood, that motherfucker come with certain stipulations. Neighborhood alone come with certain stipulations. Why in the fuck would my technology or my AI bot that I let the government use come with stipulations? Why wouldn't it come with rules? Make that make sense? She talking about Boeing don't give them rules and tell them what to do with his airplanes. Why would you? Bitch, I ain't Boeing. I don't create airplanes, ho. I create AI. I created something smarter than airplanes. Fuck you talking about? Then later the airplane's gonna be using my AI, ho. That's why. You feel me?
Ways that it's different. One, I would point again to the newness of the technology, right? When a technology is well established, then there are lots of technical things about aircrafts, but I think a general has a pretty good understanding of like how an aircraft works. Aircrafts have been around for a long time.
But there's plenty of innovation inside the aerospace industry.
Not fucking AI, ho. not AI, bitch. Actually trying to run him down from Luke, from questionnaire Luke. But there's plenty of innovation. That's not. Did you see how the bitch wanted to smile when she said it? But there's plenty of innovation. Let's go back.
Sure, aircraft, but I think a general has a pretty good understanding.
And that's why he like, wait, I think a general has a pretty good understanding of how aircraft work. Yeah, he know the goddamn Army know exactly how aircraft work from how AI work. He know exactly what he's talking about. That's why he's saying what he's saying. That's why he's saying what he's saying. He ain't saying it for nothing. He's saying it because, bitch, you know, like I know, the fucking Army know the difference between the aircraft and fucking AI, ho, just like she do. You feel me, that dumbass bitch?
And I mean, there are lots of technical things about aircrafts, but I think a general has a pretty good understanding of like how an aircraft works. Aircrafts have been around for a long time.
But there's plenty of innovation inside the aerospace industry.
Sure, but not at the pace that we see with AI. AI is moving so fast. I've talked often about how AI is on an exponential curve. The amount of computation that goes into the models doubles every 4 months. We have never.
Bitch, so stop comparing the AI to an airplane craft, ho. You can't do that. You can't compare AI to an airplane craft, bitch. It don't work like that. You ain't comparing that. That don't work like that, ho. I don't give a fuck what you talking about. She talking about, well, they got plenty of innovation. We don't give a fuck what type of innovation they got. At the end of the day, it don't got AI innovation in that motherfucker. It might got navigation, but bitch ain't got AI innovation, ho. It ain't got Anthropic. That's what he's saying. And they trying to act like they don't know what the CEO of Anthropic saying. Bitch, that's what he's saying. Technically.
Never seen anything like this pace of innovation.
But if that pace continues apace,
yes,
then the US government will never be caught up. So how does that logic apply if you have long argued that you want to work with the US government to provide, the appropriate national security? If it's going to be such a fast development for the foreseeable future, Congress can't catch up.
Well,
then why turn your back on this?
Why would I give them the motherfucking technology if they won't catch up? That's why I'm gonna turn my back on it, bitch. Simple as that. Why would I give Congress the technology of my AI if I know that it advanced every 4 months? Why would I give them that technology and I know they won't catch up? You understand what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? See, she trying to coach him into saying something else other than what he's supposed to say. No, he ain't supposed to say. He ain't gonna give them shit. We know what they want to do. They want to weaponize it, bitch. I know they're going to catch up. I know Congress already caught up. They already got some engineers ready to weaponize my shit for some evil shit. Simple as that. You know that. But do we got to continuously throw himself in a pit hole for that? Do we got to say exactly what he know that y'all know for that? So he can throw himself in a pit hole? And then when the president come holler at him, you say, hey, yo, nigga, you said this on the interview. We heard you say it on the interview, man. You feel me? So now you done. You cooked yourself. Now we finna fuck you up. We finna take you off our network and all sorts of shit. We already gave you 3 days. You understand what I'm saying?
I think there's only catching up once, right? So the pace of the technology is fast. The issues that arise are few, but very important. Again, we only have 2 of these: domestic mass surveillance, fully autonomous weapons. We need to have a conversation with Congress to help them understand some of the risks associated with it. Again, this is the most American thing in the world. No one wants to be spied on by the US government. No one wants to be spied on by the US government.
Nobody want to be spied on, man. He ain't lying. Why would motherfuckers want to be spied on, gang? Why should he allow people to use his technology to spy on the American government and American civilians? Only because America been doing it for years. America been doing it for years, gang, through other people, through other companies. They've been doing it through Amazon. They've been doing it through Facebook. They've been doing it through all these shipping companies. They've been doing it through schools. They've been doing it through the pictures. They've been doing it through food companies, clothing companies. You feel me? I remember when they used to put the little tags inside the niggas' pants who used to buy the True Religion jeans and the Rock Revival jeans. All the rappers and shit. They had the CEO of those store companies, those clothing brand companies, put the fucking tag inside the rapper jeans so a motherfucker could follow them. At the end of the day, I don't know if y'all knew about that. Yeah, I know about it, most definitely. But at the end of the day, like, gang, don't nobody want to be spied on by America. Don't nobody want to be spied on by no country. But at the end of the day, you motherfuckers sneak and do it. And y'all do it without our consent. Y'all do it without our consent. Like, y'all trying to pressure him. Y'all telling him, look, give us the control of Anthropics or we will shut you down. We're going to shut you down. We're going to take you off our network. What type of shit is that?
At the exact same time, some of our greatest adversaries have technology that is either quickly catching up to us or will eventually do so, perhaps already caught up. And so if our military is critical to defending the American people and critical to our democracy, freedom, the republic, why stay in this position and say, no, we're not going to cooperate?
Again, that's an abstract
It's
argument.
not that we're not going to cooperate, bitch. It's that it's my company, it's a private company, and I do not got to allow y'all to do nothing with my shit. This whole want to make it like, oh, we ain't going to cooperate. No, it's not that, bitch. It's that shit. This is my shit. I own this shit. I run this. I'm the CEO of Anthropic. Why in the fuck would I allow y'all to weaponize my motherfucking, my AI bot? Why would I allow y'all to weaponize anything that I created? Why? 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 And y'all don't want to go over the guardrails? Y'all don't want to go over nothing? Y'all don't want to talk? Y'all don't want to discuss what, all the fucking actions and the roles I put in place on side my AI? Y'all just want to get my shit, pay me a little bit of money and tell me, look, if you don't take the money that we're willing to pay you, my nigga, we're going to shut you down. I hope you know that. We're going to shut the servers down. Like, come on. Y'all threatening this man like that?
But let's look at the actual two uses. Domestic mass surveillance does not help the U.S. catch up with its adversaries.
No, I don't. Look, now they making him speak about what he feel is not right. That right there is a overplay for the underplay, my nigga. That right there is making him speak out against the government so they can shut him down. Or he don't like what the government do. Let's shut him down. Let's shut Anthropics down because he's speaking against us. He's speaking against the government. He's speaking against what we're doing to save our government, to save our country from terrorists, from all this bullshit they create, all this motherfucking monkey ball ass shit that they gonna tell us. They making him speak out against that.
Domestic mass surveillance is an abuse of the government's.
So now that's like he lying on the government, like all the celebrities was doing. When they was like, all the government eating babies and all this. Do y'all know that's a lawsuit? That's a ticket. Definitely, if you ain't got no proof of it, that's a ticket. They making him speak on shit that the government doing that he probably can't prove because they can cover it up. They making him speak on it right now. So now they can say, hey, look, we could charge you with this. We could charge you with a conspiracy because you saying that the government is doing this and they doing that, but we're not. We just want to use your AI for this and that and the other. You understand what I'm saying? Like, bro, listen to the game they playing with him. Okay.
It's authority, even where it's technically legal. So that one we can rule out. Fully autonomous weapons, there, I actually am concerned that we may need to keep up. It's not, the technology is not ready. And so we are not, as I said, we are not categorically against fully autonomous weapons. We simply believe that the reliability is not there yet and that we need to have a conversation about oversight. And we have offered to work with the Department of War to help develop these technologies to
And he said to help develop these technologies. Why that nigga here had to turn like that, gang? He know that the goddamn government is not finna play with him behind denying him. He know that. He know that. You can tell that. If you niggas don't know how to read behavior, something wrong with y'all, but at the end of the day, my nigga, I can tell. Without me screaming, I swear to God, I can tell. I'm like, damn. They gonna shut him down. They already told him, look, nigga, you got 3 days. They gave him 3 days to give up his company. I'm not even clapping because there's something to clap for. I'm clapping because, like, wow, what the fuck? 3 days? Man, listen. He's picking the smartest company in the fan. He is. At the end of the day, man, if y'all want to watch the rest of that video, y'all can go check it out. You understand what I'm saying? I just had to show y'all how deep America getting. You feel me? They threatening these AI companies out of their businesses. They like, yo, we give you 3 days to let us use full reign on your AI. And if you don't, then shit, we're going to shut you down. You feel me? We're going to hit you with a supply chain risk. You understand what I'm saying? If y'all don't know what a supply chain risk is, go look it up. But at the end of the day, I feel like, gang, That's some difficult shit to face. That's some shit that nobody want to be fighting. And he already put himself in the hole. He said, look, we've been already working with the government, the national security. Well, nigga, since you work with them, that's why they coming at you for your shit. That's why they want your shit. At the end of the day, man, I love y'all. Y'all make sure y'all take care. Stay safe. Stay out the way, gang. I am out. Man, keep paying attention. Keep watching out, man. I'm telling you.
Man, you bitch niggas better ante up or elevate. I need 6-figure money, won't hella bucks and hella cake. Fuck boy, I been on dummy, shooting hella ops, make them a day. If not him, then kill his mama, make him feel his wrath in the hell away. Hydro shock with his eye, make through his chest, watch as they swim away. I don't stop shooting till you die, and your last breath, and then I skid away. This a hollow tip.